everyone. So today we are going to be solving equations, quadratic equations, by taking the square root. Some of you might need a quick reminder, so I wrote it here. Square root is also called a radical because you have this sign, what you use, and that's called a radical symbol. So when you see this and there's no other number out front, it means square root of a. And that's any real number multiplied by itself that equals a. Here's an easy example, the square root of 16. So 16 then is some number squared or times itself. Hopefully we know already that 16 is 4 times 4. And it's also equal to negative 4 times negative 4. For two negatives, when they multiply by each other themselves, two negatives multiplied together give you a positive. That's why the square root of 16 is equal to 4 and negative 4. And we write it this way, plus minus 4. We're going to use some of these products also to solve these equations, but let's get started. Sometimes it's easier to learn by doing it. So this is page 1039, number 4. 5x minus 21 is equal to 39. This is a quadratic equation because I have the x squared here, the parent function, but it's not in standard form. So we are going to just use square roots to find out what the solution for x is. We do the opposite of order of operations, which is called doing the inverse. We want to get x squared by itself because we want to solve for x, so we got to get rid of all the other stuff that is complicating the x. That's these three things. The first thing we're going to get rid of is the minus 21. So the inverse of subtracting 21 is adding 21. So we're going to do that to both sides of the equal sign. So minus 21 plus 21 cancels out. So I got rid of the first distraction. And 39 plus 21 gives me 60. Now I'm going to get rid of the times 5. So what is the inverse of multiplying by 5? Dividing by 5 on both sides. It's going to give me x squared, because 5 over 5 is now 1, I don't need to write it, is equal to 60 divided by 5. That's 12. So now, this is the part where we do the square root. I have x squared, I want x, so I'm going to take the square root of x squared, square root of 12. I'm doing the same thing on both sides always. Well, the square root of x squared is x, because it's squared, it can come out. And what we have here is the plus or minus square root of 12. Well, in case you're not sure, there is no perfect square of 12, so I'm using a very simple calculator here, and I'm just going to put 12 and press the square root sign, and it's going to give me a long decimal. I'm going to round it to the hundredth spot, so I'm going to get plus or minus 3.46. That means that x is equal to 3.46 and negative 3.46. Was pretty easy. Let's try another example. All right, this is going to be on page 1040. So 1040. And let's do x plus 15 squared equals 81. So here, because the entire entity, the entire quantity is in parentheses and squared, I have to get rid of the square here. So I'm going to take the square root first. So I'm basically taking the square root of this entire quantity, and I'm doing the same thing to the 81. Well, I can now take the quantity out. So x plus 15, because the square root, this is the same thing as writing x plus 15 2 and 2, because square root is the same thing as the fraction. We learned that before. So now I can take it out, x plus 15. And thank God 81 is a perfect square. It's 9 times 9. So we have plus or minus 9. Because negative 9 will give me 81, as well as 9 times 9. So here I have x plus 15 is equal to plus and or minus 9. So I'm going to have two variations. X plus 15 is equal to negative 9, and x plus 15 is equal to 9. Well, now I use the inverse operation. Subtract 15 from both sides. I'm going to get here x is equal to negative 24. And here, if I subtract 15 from both sides, I'm going to get x is equal to negative 6. So I have two solutions here, negative 6 and negative 24. I'm going to do one last super quick example. This one looks scary, but it's not. 2/3 x minus 40 squared equals 24. It's very similar to what we just did, but I first have to get rid of this 2/3. So again, inverse operations. This is being multiplied by 2/3. The easiest way is to multiply by the reciprocal. Why? Because if I multiply by the reciprocal on both sides, this becomes 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 over 6 is 1. And so I get rid of it doing that way. All I'm left with is x minus 40, whole quantity squared. Now, how do I multiply a whole number by a fraction? I put the whole number over 1. And because I don't like to multiply big numbers unless I have to, I look to see if I can simplify here. And yes, I sure can. 2 even numbers, that means 2 can go into 2. It goes in 1 time. And 2 goes into 24 12 times. Well, awesome. Now I only have whole numbers because all my denominators are 1. 12 times 3, 36. Now I need to get rid of this squaring here in order to solve x. So I take the square root of the entire thing like we did before, and I do it also plus or minus 36. So this is going to allow me to take this out. I'm going to have x minus 40 is equal to plus or minus, also perfect square. What times itself is 36? Either negative or positive 6. So I'm going to have two solutions again. X minus 40 is equal to negative 6, and x minus 40 is equal to positive 6. Solve. Add 40 to both sides. X is equal here to 34. If I add 40 to both sides here, plus 40, x is equal to 46. So, wasn't too hard. Actually, it's much easier than some other ways of solving equations. Try it and have some fun.